What's up, guys? This is Robert Curtis with CrossFit South Metro and South Metro Barbell. It's been a couple weeks since we took a look at a World Weightlifting video. So we're going to take a look at another one. Last time we looked at Liao Hui's 166 world record. Today we're going to look at Zulifiya Chinshanlo's 134 kilo clean and jerk world record as a 53. Chinshanlo lives for Kazakhstan. She's living in Almaty, which is actually where she lives. She is about 5'1", and there's a lot of things that she does that work only because she's incredibly flexible and super duper short. And she lifts as a 53, so 117 pounds and below for the ladies. The lift that she takes, she won the gold already on her first clean and jerk at 127. And then she went to 133 and broke the world record in the clean and jerk on her fifth attempt. And then took one more at 134 to raise the world record by another kilo, which is not something most people do. Most people accept the world record, call it good, and then come back at another meet and beat it another time. But you don't always get a set a world record or two world records in front of your hometown. So again, this is an all things gym video, so watch the cool things that they did, and then they let us look at it in full speed, so we'll watch that too. But here we go. In front of your hometown, that's pretty awesome. So, like I said, Chinshanlo does a few things that, she can only get away with because she is super short. Her setup is pretty standard. There's nothing super amazing about it. As she sets in and gets super duper tight, you can see as she kind of pulls into the bar, she really kind of rotates her shoulder blades back and down. Flattens out her back completely. Right about here, she's got full tension on the bar. So her back is, completely flat, very balanced, but nothing super amazing. She's a little high if you were to look at it. A lot of people start a little bit lower, but being 5'1", she can get away with pretty much anything when it comes to the pull, also because she's super duper flexible. As she comes off the ground, we always preach having your knees come back and keeping a lot of pressure on the ball of your foot. She does that, but very slightly. She has a very vertical pull. You can kind of see the bar travels almost straight up, and her knees actually don't start coming back until she's actually at the bottom of her knee. She kind of just pulls straight up and gets into that. You can actually see there's just a very, very slight give in her lower back. Now, she's also, pulling 134 kilos as a 53 kilo lady, but, the bar doesn't actually travel all that far back. What this does allow is for her to get a decent amount of height on the bar. So as she comes, the bar doesn't really travel back a whole lot, and her knees don't travel back very far, and never really gets to that vertical shin position that we always talk about. A lot of pressure on her low back, and then she basically just goes straight up. She starts to bring the bar back right as it gets to her knees, just a little bit, maybe, inch or two up into the top part of her thighs. And then at the top of this, you can see she's weighted on the balls of her feet, and the bar is not going to travel back a whole lot more than that. And she basically just takes the thing straight up, She's still bringing it back just a little bit at the top of her extension. Again, there's no real shrug. Okay, but everything is very, very straight. She's got one straight line from the top of her head all the way down to the ball of her foot, more or less, and she's taking the bar up. What this allows is that the max height that she gets on the bar is about right there, okay, and she pulls that, so if that's her maximum height, and you go back, if she's at a full standing position, she's pulling that bar almost to the base of her rib cage, which gives you a lot of leeway to do some things if you can get it that high, and you have a front squat that looks like this. There is pretty much no better catch position than that. Shins are crazy far forward, very balanced across her feet. Everything is completely upright. You can see kind of that she still has a full grip on the bar. More than that, you can see, get rid of all the extra stuff, her shoulder blades are together and her back is completely 100% flat. hips and heels are in alignment. This is a picture-perfect catch position. Having that allows you to not get super far back right at this position. She drops straight down into it, and then this woman is incredibly strong. She front squats 134 like most, guys, in America do. Like, guys my size, like 105 kilo dudes in America do. Stands it up super easily. And her jerk is pretty much picture perfect. Once she gets herself reset, very short dip, relatively short, but very smooth on the dip. So from her top position, again, she's very balanced. She doesn't stand on a bent knee. Everything's just very relaxed through the shoulders and stuff, and relatively relaxed. She dips straight into a nice flat foot. Her hips travel back, however, so slightly, and she only drops maybe 4 total inches, and lets that bar kind of do its job. So she goes down. At the bottom of the dip, there's a nice, like almost beautiful little arc in the barbell, allowing it to unload just a little bit. She goes straight back up. Okay, you can see the balance on her feet the whole time. She goes, straight down, balanced on the feet, hips are back, everything's nice and stacked, and then she comes straight back out of that sucker. Okay, coming straight back up, she has to unload just a little bit on her heels, off of her heels and onto the balls of her feet, but that allows her to move her feet. She goes straight back up, and then that is just about some of the best receiving position that you're ever going to see. Very vertical shin on that front, flat-footed, okay, bent knee, generally under her center of mass compared to some of the other lifts that she has made. It's actually a little bit overextended through that back leg. Her back leg's back a little bit further than it normally does. One of the things that she does that is a little bit more notable, aside from the beauty of the legs, she does have her whole hand turned over. Okay, you'll see like Ilian and a lot of the other Kazakh guys and a lot of like Klokov and those guys have a nice straight wrist or a relatively straight wrist. Her wrist is in complete extension. It works for her really well. That bar is stacked. It's actually a little bit forward. You can see it when she recovers it. She lands it. It's a little bit forward. She's got to bring that back foot up. Okay, she staggers with it just a little bit and then recovers it. So, I mean, beautiful, beautiful lift. Like I said, not every day you get to, set and break a world record in front of your home crowd. So, so we'll take a look at it one more time in full speed, and then probably call it a day. So. Amazing flexibility and power. Super vertical, sits back, and you get 2 world records in one day. So, beautiful lift from Chinshanlo at the 2014 Worlds. Next time we're going to look at a little bit at another Kazakh lifter. They did really well on their home turf. Looking at Vladimir Sidov's 188 snatch. So, but for now, hope you guys can learn a little bit from that guy, and we'll see you next time.